Hey everybody, it's day 40 of the Shutdown Diaries. We have done 40 of these in a row. Can you believe it? It is Friday, April 24th, day 40 of the Shutdown. We added March just so we could keep track of what's been going on in this whole debacle and nonsense.
This is like the tally marks on the wall of the prison.
Yes, it's Count of Monte Cristo. I've counted all the rocks in my cell, but have you named them? And there's the board. It's getting thicker. Rachel added a catalog of stuff she wants from this world's smallest that she collects. There's a lot of circles there, Rachel.
There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of circles. And we have big news today. Hello, Luna.
Hi, am I big news?
Hello, Rachel. Hello, Ryder.
Hello.
Well, did you name this guy?
Gavin.
Don't like that name.
I like Gavin. Well, I don't like Gavin.
Yo, Gavin.
But I like the name.
And Austin has big news. He accomplished goals today.
Shall we? Let's go over to the board here.
Oh,
my God.
he has visual aids.
Look, remember the driving guide? Look what's been crossed off.
You didn't cross off drive through a Starbucks.
Well, we didn't technically drive
You
through.
did 2 drive-throughs just because you didn't order.
Okay.
You drove through it.
Talk about that. What happened?
Okay, so first did we talk about 7-Eleven? I drove you to 7-Eleven and back. Then I was going to drive through a Starbucks today. That was my goal.
Can we also mention that it's like 97 degrees?
I'm dying. I'm melting.
In a vest. I'm barely wearing clothes.
People wear lots of layers in the desert.
Totally shirt. I'm wearing like a
Right, me too. I'm pretty much naked over here.
This is what I look like. So I drove to the Starbucks on Beach Boulevard across from medieval times. The most expensive Starbucks ever built. It cost $7 million and is the flagship of Orange County. It's closed.
It closed at 2.
Yeah.
And we were there about 2:15.
Yeah, and it was empty. Not a soul. So then
Yeah, they bugged out quick.
They did. It was completely empty. So then I drove down beach and to the... What was the Smart and Final at?
We were on Valley View and Knott.
Yeah. To the In-N-Out Smart and
It's
Final.
a really nice Starbucks.
It is. It's another flagship, I would call it, because it's a fully indoor, like not to go, like a standalone location.
And what did their sign say?
Well, they're closed.
They're not even open.
No, they're just permanently
What's
closed.
happened to the Starbucks around here?
I don't know. The only one open is the one across from the Buena Park Mall, which is a strip mall location that is not a flagship, that's not standalone, that doesn't handle high crowds well.
I worked there, Austin. That Starbucks across from the mall is the busiest Starbucks in all of California.
Well, business tripled.
Uh-huh.
How long was the line?
It was like 45 minutes we
Yes.
did. We just chatted. Okay, I get that it's busy.
air conditioning. I'm jealous.
I get that it's busy because it's by a mall and there's a lot of commerce there, but it is part of a strip mall, and the drive-thru almost bumps into the grocery store and the bank that are by. The flagship locations that are standalone have a full switchback drive-thru. They can handle large crowds. So if I was Mr. Starbucks man, I would shut the strip mall down and only keep the flagship stores open that can handle large crowds. That Outback Steakhouse parking lot where the big one is was empty. It was completely empty. I couldn't believe it. Let's cross it off, because I drove through 2 drive-thrus.
Be careful.
Oh, no.
There we go. How about that?
Yes.
Nancy,
and you drove to the post
B,
office today.
And the post office. I drove to the post office and let Dad get some packages. Nancy B, when we go back to driving, man, I'm going to be more than ready, because I'm driving all around town. I'm hitting the streets. I can't wait to resume our driving time. It's going to be great.
All right, and we'll go back over here.
I feel
we
great.
just mentioned Justin's on the show. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Justin? 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 Okay, we'll get back to him.
Dinner entertainment tonight. Good old Random Land. Check it out.
And where was he at that we were so interested?
He made me cry. The Orange Circle, which is where I want to be more than anywhere in the world. Someday.
We had a nice dinner, and we're going to top it off.
We had an amazing dinner. Thank you, Paula, for the whole chicken stir fry, because we went to town on it, and we added like the little crunchy noodles in it. So good. And we bought fortune cookies. Does that match with chicken stir fry? Yeah, right? That's the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got fortune cookies, which we haven't opened yet, so we're going to pass them all out and open our fortune on the show tonight.
All right, Austin, pass them out. Let's do it.
Pick one for yourself, too. All right.
Why do you throw it at
Luna,
me?
can I throw?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know if you can throw, and he definitely can't catch. I tried to tell ya.
Bob?
Why don't you just hit? Okay, I caught it. Just so you know.
Yeah, he
Reason
did.
that all of us failed gym class.
Okay, Ryder,
Who's
youngest
gonna go
first.
Okay.
Oh, youngest first.
I don't eat these.
Gosh, give it to Austin. He'll
Give
eat
it to
He
Puck.
loves them.
I do like the taste of these.
Oh, disgusting. Bland cookie.
It's a cookie.
You will continue to take chances and be glad you did.
Take
All
that
right.
off. Look adorable.
Go
Austin,
shopping
take it
without
off.
a mask.
I'm taking my chances here. I don't know what for, but I am.
All right.
All right.
That's a good one.
Austin.
Oh, it whipped in half. Hold on a
You
moment.
always do that. You're
Hold on.
So
That's
aggressive.
symbolic of his
Yes.
Okay. The riches of others makes you more valuable.
Oh, that means you're taking all our
You
stuff.
wanna break it or you wanna break it?
That's
There you go.
that's more Josie than it is you.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed it. What was it?
The riches of others, something myself or something.
What did it say? That didn't make any sense.
You want to read it again?
I missed it. I was helping your dad open his.
Hold on, I put the two pieces.
The riches
together.
of others add values to myself. Please, please.
Oh,
The
okay,
riches
okay.
of others make
All right,
you
Luna.
more valuable.
Go ahead.
Oh, I gotta do a thing.
Yeah, it's you're up.
I'm up. Nothing can keep you from reaching your goals.
Oh, that's good.
I am
That was it.
unstoppable.
Stupid virus.
Now we gotta make sure there's enough lost
Why
numbers
does
on
she
your
look at me
thing.
like that sometimes? Just that look that she gives, just give it to me again.
I have 8 and 23. How many lost numbers need to be on the cookie?
I have no idea.
This will
Wait, the
all be
numbers?
over next week. Yay!
Wow, what a good cookie.
You don't remember the Toy Fair?
I think you're lying.
Toy
I'm
Fair
really good at
scavenger
lying,
hunt. You
though.
had to find a fortune cookie
was
with
just
lost
really
numbers
Yes.
on it.
Where's my phone? I can't even read it.
Oh,
I like mine better
she
anyways.
can't read it. Old lady.
You will never need to worry about a steady income.
Well, that's a very
That's
specific
great,
one. They're not normally that
great.
specific. All right, let me crack mine open here.
Considering my drama, that's great. You can keep that one, Gavin.
Okay, I had to move the show a bit here. Mine says... Oh, it won't focus. Nope, it ain't gonna focus.
Maybe you should read it.
Yeah, I should read it. It says, people in your background will be more cooperative than usual.
Great.
Hey, you guys better get to work. The cookie says so.
Does,
But I
Because you're the
can't
only
roll.
you're the only people in my background.
Who?
I asked if Pac was opening a fortune cookie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. She
Go
wants
ahead.
one for Puck. I don't know about mine.
I'm sorry.
Well,
What did yours
you
say?
just said you're making money, right?
Yeah, steady
Yeah.
income. A working girl with steady
We're proud of
income.
you, okay?
That's
We
from
like
Greece.
you. We love you. I love you. I do.
I know you do.
This is like ominous. This could be a threat.
Oh, do it.
A message from a distance is coming.
Oh.
Dear. Maybe
Oh.
the ancient aliens you were watching is real.
Was mine in all capitals? No. This one's in like all capital letters.
That's a serious fortune.
Can we
A
zoom in
message
on it? Can
from
we get
a
it?
distance is
The
coming.
aliens are coming to get you. You've been watching ancient
Oh, that
aliens
is,
too much.
Well, if he's
Maybe
gone
you're going to get to go to
tomorrow,
the
he was
fortune.
beaten up by the aliens.
They put 5 of those to get kids in the fortune cookie factory for a tour.
Austin, you want mine too?
No, I'm
I
full.
want ice cream. I
I'm
don't want
full.
fortune
I do
cookie.
too. It's
Can I do my
hot
shout
out.
outs?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I have
How about
shout-outs.
Laura first, who just texted us?
The pearls. Habit of saying Laura. I don't know why I do that too. Like the kids do that, and I know she knows that, and I know Steve knows that. We always thank Laura when it comes to
Poor
birthday
Steve.
gifts.
Poor
Steve
Steve.
gets the shaft.
Yeah.
Vigo gets no credit either.
No, I don't know why we do that. I think Laura just rolls off first. We've done it for so long.
It's habit.
I
Well,
don't know,
people
let-
always defer to
let
you
me
for
take
us.
This moment
I don't take
to
offense.
say
Thank you, Steve.
thank you, Steve, for every birthday gift ever, every message ever. We love you. Now, Laura sent a text.
Wow.
Laura
my
and Steve
God.
Wow.
sent a
You know what?
text.
Let's go to Justin on that one. Justin! Justin! Nope.
They wished us a happy Quarantine's Eve.
I thought you were going to say
Is that what
Kwanzaa.
they said?
Quarantine's Miss Eve.
Oh, Quarantine's Miss Eve. which is really cool. I replied, and I think I'm the only one that replied in the group so far.
I saw it, and then I went to reply, and then dinner was ready, I think.
I replied, thank you. I hope Santa is good to me.
Wow, pressure on whoever
very
got
me
mom.
There's
Dad.
no Santa for quarantine, miss.
Dad.
There is only us.
Yeah,
Santa
what?
is not allowed to leave the
Dad
North
wants
Pole.
credit. He don't want Santa. He used to hate when we buy the kids exactly what they wanted for Christmas, and it would kill us to do it because we'd have to hawk our right arm practically to make it happen.
Kids watching this, no.
And then he'd be
And then
like,
Santa
no
would bring
fair.
it. And
No
then Santa
fair.
I said that fat man gets all the credit.
Yeah, I want credit, man. So when the kids were like 14.
When
and
Luna
above,
wanted that PS2,
he was so excited
it
to
took
finally say,
every penny for
I
months.
did that. Yeah, what was Austin's layaway for the Switch?
Nintendo Switch,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch?
Yeah.
I made it
I
happen.
remember the Christmas writer wanted that Turbo Man? You know what I went through. They made a movie about it.
Yeah.
What was my big Christmas gift last year?
A show you still haven't got to go see, and you probably
Oh,
never
yeah.
will now because they
There's
shut
no
A show
down.
that I'll
shows.
never get to see.
You can watch it on the internet.
Book of Mormon opened the night of the quarantine, and it didn't go up.
But it will.
Oh, yeah, it will.
It went on for a little bit. I know because Sydney Castiglione, one of the seniors at
She
my
got to go
school,
before it
went
shut
to
down?
see it. And she said it was amazing, and I was like, I'm gonna go see it.
Oh,
Who other shout out you
she's
got?
owed a double show, girlfriend.
I never went to go see it.
It's just fall
You
in
can
the
have
pattern of your own shows.
two regular shows or Les Mis, because they're about the same length.
Yeah,
I choose Les Mis. Oh.
Don't.
No.
We don't do that here.
But just watch the
The
Les Mis
music
movie.
is good, but it's also like,
The
I-
music is the whole show.
What do
yeah,
you-
but like, the
Just
story is boring.
Oh, wait. Jean Valjean's Redemption is boring?
You guys are gonna kill me.
She likes the contemporary stuff.
I
You
do.
She likes Waitress, right? She
You
likes a
know-
show like Waitress.
Stop.
She likes Waitress, Elf, Shrek,
Spider-Man.
Christmas
Elf
Story.
The musical is good.
Okay, what other shout outs you
I
got?
just think
I'm
that
trying.
sometimes
We gotta get through this.
they're a little long, and it's
I
a
have
little
to do
long.
that. They're important to me.
Okay.
I have birthday shout outs because the birthday portion of the show is my favorite. So I want to shout out first to one of my dearest friends who has been around for a long time now. Does that make you feel good? Well, both of these people actually have. But first I want to shout out to Colleen. Happy birthday, Colleen. Virtual hug.
What were you doing, Ryder? Was that period?
Here we is.
I sent her a card and it arrived today. Her birthday's actually tomorrow. Well, will be today
When
you
this
watch
airs.
So she did get it a day early, but she seemed happy to get it. And we threw some lottery card tickets in there. She won $3. But hey, it was for fun.
$3 is $3.
$3
You
is $3.
won
And I
something.
told her we would go to lunch as soon as this is all over.
With Gavin.
We're gonna take Gavin with us.
Yeah.
In public?
Yeah.
I don't think Colleen's gonna like
Can't
that.
say that about your
She
children.
doesn't go for my dolls. You think she's gonna go
This
for
is not a
Gavin?
doll. This is not a crutch.
He is
This is
dressed
just
up.
something we need to get through life.
Okay, my second birthday shout out is to another dear friend who goes back even further, and that would be Alicia. Happy birthday!
Now, we went to her birthday last year, right at this time, right?
What
Was that the
last
one
year's
with the
birthday?
tacos and the...
Yes.
That was a fantastic party.
Yes, that was her birthday. She's from my very old days, my scrapbook girls, when I'd go to my bingo parties, our monthly bingo parties.
Can you just stress that you're not 100? You say long ago, and then you go scrapbooking and bingo.
I scrapbooked and bingo
Let's not
long-
forget Bunko was in there
Okay.
somewhere too.
Bunko was the same time.
What's
I miss
Bunko?
all
That.
those. So
What's Bunko?
Is that like the worst bingo?
this was seriously about
What is Bunko? I need answers.
about 10 years ago when the kids were little. They would drive me crazy, and I was a stay-home mom. Oh, let's just think about that for a
Like
moment.
Yahtzee?
Yeah, let's think about the fact that my siblings got to grow
You-
up with their mom and
you
dad.
stay
Okay,
at home.
so I didn't have to
You're
work.
just staying
My
home.
job was raising my children.
Now, technically, you're still a stay-at-home mother.
So I got to get out of the house, away from the kids, and I would do girl things.
Yeah.
So I would do a weekly scrapbooking night. Every Friday night, we went to the scrapbook store in Whittier. We got to know the family so well. We had dinner there every Friday night, and you got to scrapbook. I did their entire lives in
Oh
scrapbooks.
my god.
And then we would
Crazy
tour.
town.
We'd get on buses every like once a month on a Saturday and go to all the different scrapbooking stores and spend money all day. It was
Ryder,
so much fun.
this really happened.
This really
all
happened.
this.
Yeah,
I
you were
think,
older.
I think I remember you taking me to one of your bingo games once in
Yes.
my life.
I did take you to the St. Patrick's Day one because you showed up in my memory in the pictures.
Yeah.
Must have been a day you wouldn't let me leave
showed
your
up in my
side.
memory.
So once a month we had
Facebook memories.
I know.
we had the monthly bingo divas. Once a month a different girl would hold it at their house and it would have a theme. We did everything from luau's to 80s parties to, I mean, they were
The more
themed.
she talks
From-
about it, the cringier it
You haven't
We would
explained the
decorate.
bungo yet.
We would have the gifts.
What was that,
She
Luna?
said it was a dice game, but
Is it Yahtzee?
I really missed the monthly bingo parties. They were
you could
a
do
lot
this
of
digitally.
fun. And the last game of the party was not the little gifts we pulled to get. It was money. So it was fun and you could win big. And I think out of the whole year, the 12 months I won the money pot once. But I won a lot of fun little gifts and it was just amazing time with amazing gals. I miss my bingo divas.
Gals.
I miss
Oh my
them.
god.
I
She's
once
a
had a
mommy
guest
blogger
at
for a
Target
second there.
that
So-
said she was asking for cash back, $40, and she said, "Can you give me 41s?" I said, and she went, "I'm gambling with my lady friends."
See?
You want
I think we need to
to
bring back the
explain
bingo divas.
bunko?
What is bunko?
I didn't do it very long. It was only about 3 months, and they met like on Fridays, and it was a purse lady that sold those. What was the company where the purse was plain, and then you could magnetic snap on different patterns so your purses would match holidays and outfits. I had a 4th of July one that was kick butt, man. But anyways, they were these like little
Butt,
expensive
man.
purses, and she started this bunko thing. You could win purses at the party, but it also helped promote having a party for her, buying purses from her.
How many pyramid schemes have you been a part of?
I was gonna say
When
that-
you're-
Dozens.
Okay, when you're a stay-home mom, your way of making income is to sell things, and I'm a great salesperson. That is all I've ever done. Retail my entire life until this newfound career that fell
Whoa.
into that.
Though-
Anyways,
Selling
the
things.
the
I
women
sold
money.
flock to these pyramid schemes, man.
yes,
They
and I
love
was
it.
good at
They
it.
just eat this up.
I've sold Party Light candles. I've sold Scentsy. I've sold Pampered Chef, and I don't cook, and I hate cooking, and I sold
And you almost
that.
cut your finger
Like-
off.
That was worth it for the
Crazy.
taco ring.
I learned great recipes from working there. My
You never
most
worked it, but you also
profitable
did
sales
the
was the
row.
lingerie and adult business. I was
oh my God.
literally
You did
nu-
that?
number 3
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
in the nation. I had a special name tag that said I was number 3 in the nation for the Pleasure Company.
Josie.
And then I worked for
Hiking
Just for
galore.
Fun. My buddy Paula out there got me in that.
Parties for that?
Paula. Yeah, they were fun parties. We played.
Let's
Oh.
games. You played games.
I played games. I did both co-ed and ladies' nights for bachelor nights, and a lot of the salespeople, representatives, didn't like the co-ed parties because those ones can get a little wild and rowdy. Men don't take you seriously; everything's a joke. But men will buy. They get drunk and they will buy their wife, girlfriend, whatever they want on the catalog. So I didn't mind putting up with the men to get their money. So I did a lot of co-ed parties. Most of the time I was just the entertainment. That's all. They just wanted to hear me talk about toys and stuff. But whatever, if they're going to buy it after, that's how I got to be number 3 in the nation. I loved that company more than
Look
anything.
at Gavin. He's enjoying every second of this.
But
The
I
old
think-
man that owned the company loved you.
He did love me. He was great. There was a store in Irvine, and he had a lingerie store in Irvine.
Poor
and then
Ryder.
He ran
It just gets
business
worse.
at home
This
parties
is
on
why
the side.
she's a prude and I'm not. Because I was around then.
He was
and she
around
wasn't.
it. So Luna was about 6 or 7 on. You probably have
I
memories of
I
this.
remember, yeah.
He would help me stock for my party the night before. So I would have, if you book a party, you get a free G-string, and
I wonder how I ended up
and
the way
he would
I
help
did.
me roll them and put them in the basket. And
It's
then
too
we
much
played
information.
games.
Day
I
40,
came
you
with
guys just know
erasers.
everything now.
So if it was a ladies only party, put
Welcome
the little
to day
PP
40.
eraser on the pencil.
Yeah, I
if
used
it was
those.
co-ed, you could put the boobies on it.
I remember those.
They all had to be
yeah.
restocked after
Yeah.
every game. So Luna would help me restock. And there was one day he was sitting there putting the boobs on the pencil, and he
Yeah.
asked me something, and I just looked at him and I said, "Maybe I'm too. Maybe you're too old for me to do this any longer." And
I actually remember I used to ask you to bring me apple juice because I didn't want to go out and see what was going on.
Oh, when I'd host them at the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would host them every now and then at my own house. I had to get my own friends to buy.
So you would bring me the apple juice in the blue Tupperware cup.
Let's not forget
Tupperware,
also.
by the way, was
What
another
else did I
pyramid
sell?
scheme.
What else have I sold? I've
Tupperware.
sold so much
Tupperware.
stuff.
So to get this straight, it was an inappropriate company ran by an old man who
The first company.
Inappropriate
I
is
worked for
subjective.
two.
who loved you.
He was great. Yeah, he loved me. I was number 3 in the nation. I did well.
You made your son.
You also tried to sell Mary Kay.
Oh, I did. I sold Mary Kay.
What's Mary Kay?
Very expensive makeup. I forgot about that little
She
bit
was in
there,
every
Teresa.
pyramid scheme, man. Every one.
I wanted to stay home. Whatever it took to not have to go work a retail job at a mall where I didn't see my kids all day.
Like
And
JCPenney's.
And I only worked on the weekends to see them.
I remember JCPenney's.
Yeah, that was when I
But
did
let's
so
not
much
forget,
when I
in
went
all
back
of
to
the
work.
lady trips, there was also have you guys have any memory of these scary? She went to a woman's convention.
Yeah.
Sheckies.
I
Remember
used to think
Sheckies?
she was going to get pizza without us.
I forgot about Sheckies. That was a huge part of our girls' night
Yeah.
out.
I really
So,
did.
Twice a year, every spring and Christmas time, they would host this women's expo called Sheckies. And it was about $13 for a ticket. And the whole night was for women. Every aisle, all the vendors were like free samples of makeup. And, you know, they sold stuff too. So it was like a shopping night. Only you're walking around with wine in your hand the whole night. And there'd be live entertainment. There'd be famous people speaking. It was so fun. And then you got a big goodie bag at the end of the night. And every year it was different. So you'd have so much fun going home and seeing who got what. And there'd be stuff from books to drinks to makeup samples to... It was... Oh, razors.
And they served
For
alcohol
years,
everywhere.
I did not buy razors because I always got all the newest whatever in my bag.
You know what the big product was that she used to bring home? Before anybody knew what they
I
were,
miss Sheckies.
she used to bring those LaCroix canned drinks home
Yeah.
that taste
Yes,
like
they
nothing.
did those
LaCroix?
every year. That company tried forever.
Yeah,
man.
they're big now, but when you got them, nobody knew who they
They're
were.
new.
School used to drink LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Just to be clear, we're still
So
recording,
gross.
right? I just want to make sure nothing's going wrong.
Okay,
Why
I just
would we
have
not
to say,
be?
after all this discussion of my life and all the fun things I've done, I'm rather boring now. I really need, when this ends, I'm starting a bingo night. I might
Oh
even
my
go back
God.
to selling something on the
A
side.
tattoo night.
No, seriously, it's all coming back. Clubbing too, actually. Every Sunday night at a club called Geckos for 4 years in a row. It became Liquid Lounge. Until I got pregnant with Josie. I literally closed the club when I was pregnant with Josie. So I even have a tattoo to represent geckos on my thigh. I match with Tanya. Her and I are the only ones.
That's the lizard, right?
Yeah, she's the only one I have a matching tattoo with. And that's to represent our really good time at Geckos.
Yeah, it was a good time, but let's be clear. It's the closest you've ever come to going to jail with that crazy girl you used to run around with. She was a bad influence.
We don't mention Chrissy's
I didn't mention her name.
because I cry.
I didn't mention her name.
I miss
What?
her dearly.
You-
And I would have went to jail for Chrissy every day
You
of
went
the
to,
year.
went to jail with the lady?
No, I said I would have. And you know what? It would have been worth it because any reason we would have been in jail would have been fun. Because that was Chrissy. Fun. We started at the club every Sunday night. We usually didn't get home until 5 or 6 a.m. every single Monday morning. And I still got up and got you all off to school. And then I died Monday afternoon.
Pretty much.
And
I feel like this is too much
never
information.
It is.
Oh, you need to know about my life. I never knew where I'd end up. Like, the club would close, and that would only be the halfway point of the night.
One time,
You'd be like-
we were in Mexico.
Seriously. We're like, okay, who's got a party? Who's going where? What are we doing tonight? And we would end up at the craziest places, and we'd meet the bizarrest people. And it was
Who was
such
the
an
Denny's
adventure.
guy?
The same waiter would wait on us every Sunday. Those were the Sundays we didn't find after parties. Last resort is Denny's. But everybody did it. So if you couldn't find a good thing happening, you'd just go eat at Denny's and you'd sit in the booth with the 30 other people from the club because you just didn't want your night to end because that's how much fun they were. You would just sit there and drink coffee till the sun came up and you knew your children had to eventually be fed. So you're like, I've got to go home. And that was my Sunday nights for 4 years. That was from 2001. So I got pregnant with her, 2004.
Why would they open a club
I was
on
also my
Sunday
skinniest
nights?
and looked the best in my life during that time.
But you were incredibly unhealthy.
And it was the KNAC night, the hard rock night. I don't like hard rock.
What's KNAC?
You know, like bow to the bow to bang da ding dee 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 dee.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't listen to that kind of music.
Oh my God.
I did for 4 years. I know every word to every.
You know how your
song.
mother has gone in music
But
stages like
that's what my
pop,
friends dug. So
country.
I was there.
This was the period where she would listen to something called Papa Roach.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, this was not because I chose it. I would much rather have been at a country club for 4 years. That is in my heart.
Give us a little Papa Roach.
I will listen to all music. I'm fine with a lot of other music. And that music to me became a Sunday night ritual. So I know all those songs. And if I hear them, I'm like, oh my God, Sunday night. Because I've never heard them. It's not something I'd go put on or listen. I'm not like a Marilyn Manson fan. But you put one on and I'm like,
what happened to the club?
It got turned into a 24-hour fitness. We still drive there.
Well, you can still go there at 2 in the morning if you wanted to and hang out.
I found myself at 2 a.m. sitting in a parking structure looking at somebody on an exercise bike going, I used to dance. Right.
Glory days. Well, they'll pass you by. Glory days.
In some ways, we are different. I would just like to sit down with a vest on and have some coffee and watch the
you're so boring.
I regret not writing a book about geckos. Maybe I still can before I forget it all.
There you go. There you go.
Like, it's not stories I'd want to tell my kids right now. And her, probably never. But when I'm gone one day, that would be a really good book to be like, this was we never knew this side of our mother.
The more ominous you are about the things you did before I was born, the scarier it gets. Like, I think maybe like you helped in a mass murder or something.
We don't know what happened on Sundays, okay?
No murder. I mean, I've seen some people came close to dying, but I didn't help them or cause it.
How do they get close to dying?
I have a couple of album
nights.
reviews.
You never know where it's gonna go.
Okay,
Okay, then that's on my nights. Did I give all my shout outs? No, I missed one.
Okay.
My Barbie doll. I want to give a shout out to Nicolette, who was part of my gecko night. She was the reason, by the way, I found that club. Her and her mother were into like Bon Jovi and metal bands, and she liked that club. So thank you, Nicolette. How would I have ever had those amazing 4 years of my life without you? So we were discussing this Barbie doll today in a text message. She went out and bought it. She bought the same Barbie. This is the Barbie You Can Be Anything series for the career line. And she's a pop star. And it's hard to tell with this light, but she has lavender purple hair. She comes with a microphone. She's wearing a hologram skirt. Does the skirt remind you of something? Gecko Days. Read the book in a few years. So look at this outfit.
Yes.
The complete
Hi, Nicolette.
swap of things happening. He went from saying I could have gone to jail from my gecko days to look at my dolly. This is my dolly. She's got purple hair. That's my dolly.
Before we move on to the CD review, right, as we're doing, why don't you just rattle off some of the bizarre nicknames you had? Because everybody there had a nickname.
I should have brought the book in. I was in the garage the other day. We were looking for
another
Christmas
show.
stuff
This is going to go on 3 more months.
for the Christmas party tomorrow. And I found my gecko
use
scrapbook.
that. Knock on
Okay,
that
so
right now.
Tanya,
Hold on.
Nicolette, all of you gecko people out there, I have a scrapbook and I found it and I'm looking at the pictures and I'm dying.
Well,
I'll
give your
have to
daughter some
share them.
names.
Okay, so there was NASCAR, there was Scary Man, there was
Am I allowed to give ideas of how
Josie.
I think
Sam
about
I Am,
these names?
Wrench
Swamp
Boy.
Man, Wrench Boy. Look at you knowing names. That's really good.
Spider-Man Rob.
Yeah.
You know what she sounds like? She sounds like when Andy rattles off the names of the people in Here Comes Treble.
Yes, yeah. Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Okay, that was
Oh
my
God.
thing. So I'm really bad with names, but I'm really have a bad memory. It's worse
Who
now,
was
but back then it
who was
really
Broccoli
bad.
Rob?
Back then it was really bad. Especially at a club when it's really loud and people you meet, you don't, you know, and you're drunk anyways. So, read
Josie.
the book a few years from
Josie.
now. So,
Crisco.
Crisco, you remember her? I hated Crisco.
Stop! What if she's
No.
watching this?
Oh, she was
Crisco.
evil, and she had this big forehead, and it was always oily. So
Stop!
Okay. Anyway,
And we're not going to say a name. At least I'm not. But one of your friends put glow-in-the-dark makeup on her face.
Renee. Oh my God. So Renee was
calling
getting
her
ready one
Brenda.
night to go to the club.
Where did he
and
go?
She's like, I have new makeup,
question,
and I'm gonna glow and look so pretty, and so she put it all over her face, not like just a little on your eyelids or something. So we walk in the club, which is all black lights, okay? We walk in, and I look at her, and I'm like, oh my, go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom quickly. Her whole face glowed. Like she
But like
was-
you could see the wipe marks. It wasn't like a flat
No,
glow.
And the more she danced through the night,
The worse it got.
Because she went in the bathroom and she tried to scrub it off, but you can't see it.
The stories last forever.
So she danced all night, and it just kept running. The glow stuff happened.
You about ready, Austin?
It was a unique look. I bet she remembers the glow night. She met her husband there, drunk guy.
She could go all night about
Drunk
this.
guy.
That was his name before we knew him.
And
his best friend was beautiful hair. Oh my God. Well, beautiful man is what Renee called
Beautiful
him.
man.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling way too much of Renee's story.
And,
I need to stop airing the laundry. Sorry, girl. It's going to be in the book. I'll change your name.
Rudy from the Capri Lounge.
Rudy. Oh. This is how he danced.
There you go.
He was bad.
And we're going to move on to Austin's CD review.
I should go on
Except
to Owls.
before it ends,
Geckos.
we're not even going to talk about it.
Two at least.
I'm
don't mind, right?
gonna go outside for a few minutes, get some fresh air.
There it is.
No, you're up. Don't leave.
Geckos.
Okay. Where are you? Come back.
Hello?
That is from the club.
I'm going to move on to Austin,
After
but
the
Ryder, your mother once saw what she thought was a giant bag of Cheetos on a truck. So her and Chrissy stole
Wait, you're
it.
not going to tell the story good.
It's a good story.
So one night, after we were done dancing,
Poor
I
Austin.
gotta go outside and get some fresh air. It's
there
too
was
hot here.
nothing, this will be in the book too, there was nothing good going on. Chrissy and I couldn't find the after party. So, oh my God. Car slut and sidewalk girl. Those were our nicknames.
Whoa!
Okay, so-
wait, those are your guys' nicknames? Like one of those is yours? Am I allowed to guess which
This
one?
is the worst
Read the
version of
book.
Romy and Michelle I've ever heard.
Okay, so Chrissy and I were at Denny's and we were really drunk and we were trying to wear it off because we had to get home. So we go to the parking lot and we see a pickup truck and it had the most giant, like 4 foot tall bags of Cheetos in the back of the truck.
Are they packing peanuts?
So we were so excited.
Just wait.
And Chrissy's like,
Worse.
let's take one home. Let's do it. Let's just get one. I'm like, oh my God, let's totally take one home. We'll split it. So, crazy wild night. So I drove the car and I'm like, you gotta get it. So I'm driving around the parking lot and she jumps out and I'm gonna drive back around and she's gonna jump in on the second in.
With the giant bag of
we didn't want to look
Cheetos.
too long like we were stalling at that truck. So I'm driving around and she's like having trouble and she's like peeing her pants. She's laughing so hard and I'm like, she's gonna get us caught. What is she doing? So I drive back around. She jumps in the car without them. And I'm like, what? She's like, they're carrots. I couldn't lift them. They're so heavy.
Wait, can I recap? So you guys are at Denny's and
They're carrots.
you're really drunk, right? And you see these giant bags. Did
Of
they
Cheetos.
Did they have like Cheetos logo on it?
Oh, they were just big clear
would you
bags.
Buy
So you were
loose
like,
Cheetos.
That's exactly, but don't put logic in
oh
this.
my God, Denny's must be ordering their normal Cheetos.
I don't know, but I had to have bags.
So you guys tried to steal them?
Just one bag. We were gonna
They
take
tried to
it.
steal 40 pounds of loose carrots.
But Chrissy weighs like 40 pounds, so that wasn't happening. I should have been the
Are you
one that
still
got
friends
them.
with this lady?
She should have been the one driving the car because I so
You make your
would've
mother
got
cry.
them.
Let's
Don't
move
go
on.
there.
All right, we're going to move on to Austin's CD review.
Gecko years. It's coming.
It's coming.
Watch for it.
She's like the grandma from the Glass Menagerie, who just talks about her wild youthful days over
We
and
all
over
have
again.
them.
When do I get some wild youthful
I don't-
days?
I'm
You
not-
got to go make them.
I'm not.
Luna,
can't
my
do
gecko
anything.
years were in my early 30s, and they were the best years of
I'm
my
not the
life.
type of person to go clubbing. I'm a
sometimes-
very.
What did you think of the story, Justin?
Seriously.
Justin.
I'd like to go like
antique.
antiquing, get some
Oh,
coffee,
oh,
maybe
yep.
a muffin.
It was
That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
Best
Okay.
ever looked.
So I've been listening
Had
to
the most
some
fun
new
I've
music
ever
as
had.
I've been working on some art. So
33.
I have 2 albums to recommend today that I actually do not own the CDs of. I listen to them through music streaming services that the kids like. So,
Neither of them is Weezer. It's over.
so the first album is That's Why God Made the Radio, which is a 2012 album by the Beach Boys. It is the Beach Boys' final album and intended to be that way. It was their first album. Here it is, the cover. It was their first album in about 30 years to feature the return of Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson approached Mike Love, and, they have a bitter rivalry. He said, this is our last chance to really make this happen. So they produced this gorgeous album that, unfortunately, did not do too well. The YouTube videos for the singles never even crossed 1 million views. So it really flew under the radar. It didn't have a big marketing campaign. I mean, look at the cover. It's not anything to run home about. But it is very good, and it's a nice ending to the Beach Boys. Because if you know the Beach Boys' discography, those last few albums are a hot train wreck. They're just a mess. So it was nice that Brian Wilson could come back and make something. It's a
So
very...
what's the beef with the Beach Boys?
Mike Love kind of won the name the Beach Boys in a legal battle, despite, you know, having minimal contributions.
And poor Brian Wilson has mental issues.
Yeah, he does.
Poor man.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Brian Wilson, he isn't just a good musician. He's the greatest musician ever. He literally invented modern pop.
And let's not forget, who was it? Was it the manager that abused them all?
Yeah, yeah. The Beach Boys, they have a pretty dark, sad history. About 30 years, Mike Love ran with the Beach Boys name, producing these terrible, oh my god, look up 90s Beach Boys. They're awful. All of the Beach Boys' later albums are not on YouTube, and they're not on Spotify. The CDs run for about $100, because they're so embarrassed of it. They've taken it all away.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Kokomo was the last big success.
That's
before
from
things
when they
fell
were
apart.
bad?
Let's
Kokomo's
go
from
down to
1988.
Kokomo.
So it was kind of right before things
From the
fell
film
apart.
Cocktail, starring
Yes.
Tom Cruise and
Yeah.
Brian Brown.
Honestly, that's a pretty
Yeah.
popular song.
It was very popular, and it was also Mike Love's song. So once that song took off, Mike Love was able to weasel his way into the band's legal rights. For years, Brian Wilson has performed with bands that are Beach Boy tribute bands. I think one's called California Summer, Endless Summer. If there's any
You
random...
said you had two, right?
if there's any summer-themed
It's
band...
hot in here.
Okay, I will continue. Oh my god. So, That's Why God Made the Radio. Check it out. Pretty good album. The next one is another throwback album that completely caught me by surprise. This album is catchy. Oh my god, the songs will be in your head all day. And this is Good Times by the Monkees. This is the last Monkees album, just like the Beach Boys album. It was the last album to feature all 4 Monkees before we lost quite a few of them. Right, Mom?
Right.
What Monkees do we not have with us?
We lost Davy Jones
Yep.
and Peter Tork.
Yep, so
His
this is the
real
last...
name is Davy Jones.
Yeah.
No, that was a stage name.
This is the last...
You know whose real name is Davy Jones?
David Bowie.
Yes.
So this is the last album to feature all 4 of them. Davy Jones was included after death by taking old sound clips of his and kind of distorting them. And this album is like a technical marvel because, you know, the Beach Boys album is very good, but they're weathered. They're showing their age. They're all slow songs. This is an upbeat tempo 60s bop. I mean, it just
Yeah, your
sounds
mother
great.
and I saw the Monkees tour without Davy, and it was fantastic.
Yeah. The songs on here are so good. They feel like they came out of the 60s.
You
They
Bring
have-
the Summer.
Yeah, and the other one is You Make Me Smile. All of the songs on here were written by famous celebrities, so every song is by a different person. Neil Diamond helped write this album and really made it special. Weezer worked on this album. Who else worked on it?
It's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love. Pretty much anyone with Beach Boys influence, with 60s influence, it's a dream crossover. It's like all the great minds of music coming together. Just look up the album credits for this song, and you will just be blown away by the number of incredibly talented people that worked on this album.
And who wrote the Monkees movie?
I can't remember.
Jack Nicholson.
Oh, well, there you go. So this is another one that it kind of flew under the radar. Couple of years old. We've lost one more monkey since then, but check it out because it will catch you by surprise. The song, they're so catchy. The chords, the rhythms, it's classic pop music. If you like, you know, 2-minute long simple Beatles songs, or the Weasel Green era, or anything 60s, the Turtles, you will love this album. And you know, it's a goodbye album to the Monkees, but it isn't a downer. This is a feel-good album. Also, one more thing about the album, despite it being all summertime songs, it takes place in January. They mention that a lot. They talk about the snow and the cold weather, and how despite that, it's still summertime.
Did they play a lot of Monkees at Gecko's?
No monkeys.
What's funny is I was listening to Monkees, and I'm like, man, I like this band. They sound so much like Weezer. And I scrolled down to the description, and that's when I realized that Weezer wrote a lot of this album. And I'm like, I can't escape this band.
All right, we lost Ryder.
So, one thing, when all the stores we open, I want to track down these albums. And I know we have the Christmas album they did afterwards, the West got us that. So we do own that one. And maybe I'll review that tomorrow. So, we'll have to
All
see.
right, Ryder,
I'm out here.
you want to throw to me? Are you not? Are you done with the show?
Sure.
It's
Hi.
nice and cool outside, I don't blame one.
In all honesty, I'm tired of the same thing every single day, and I'm losing my mind. So I had to stop listening to him talk about the same thing over and over again before I threw the microphone at his head. So that's
Should we start the show each night with "Put your little tiny hand in mine"?
Something about like 60s.
You got yours,
music,
and baby,
man. The
I got
rhythms, the chords, just such a great decade for music.
It's cold out.
Babe,
Such a
I got you, babe.
Such a peaceful, romantic era for music.
Strike up the band.
I
It's a gay old polka.
I like
It's Groundhog Day here in Buena Park.
Steel drums and
It's a doozy.
harmonies, barbershop quartet style music. I like that.
No, we didn't do a cribs tonight.
Looney,
All right, bye, Ryder.
music?
Ryder,
Bye.
want to throw to me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna turn the camera around to my father.
Okay.
Else here likes and Austin. Neither of them like Pink Floyd.
I can't stand Pink Floyd. My brother used to listen to Pink Floyd ad nauseum, and I can't stand it.
Let me just say, I own
No Pink Floyd.
I used to own some Pink Floyd CDs.
It-
I think I still do.
Uh-huh.
I tried listening to them. I just couldn't get into it.
If you like Pink Floyd rock and roll, you can listen twice, so I don't have to. I'm done with Pink Floyd. I don't care. When did the radio discover that "Brick in the Wall" should be played hourly? Like I just don't. What a random song. My theory is that most of the quote unquote '80s music that they play on the radio is something that they just made a package deal with the record companies, because most of the '80s music that I listen to, they do not play on the radio. They play one Duran Duran or two Duran Duran and one Cure. I think it's so homogenized. The only time you might hear something different is when they have those 80s weekends and they have to fill the whole weekend full of music. So you might hear something a little different. But other than that, it's terrible. And YouTube, I used to listen to all my music on YouTube. They got wise to that and put 35-minute ads in front of every song that you have to physically press skip. So if you're trying to use YouTube as a radio, it don't work. So I'm going to plug my own album on the show, Austin. I'm stealing your thunder here.
Oh, what are you going to plug?
I'm going to plug Huey Lewis,
Oh, boy.
Small World. This was the last great Huey album of late 80s, early 90s. And I have to admit, when this came after 4, like Sports and 4 are nearly flawless albums.
If you're doing a cassette.
It's a cassette.
So you're saying is...
What's wrong with a cassette?
For us...
This is what I collect.
For the Weezer fans, Sports and 4 are blue and Pinkerton, and that's green.
Yeah, so this one came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and by then, this album I didn't get. I thought it was bland. I thought it was way too adult contemporary for me, and I had moved on to The Smiths and The Cure and Dramarama and those kind of bands. So this one... What?
Miss, I don't see you listening to The Cure or Dramarama.
Well, they were
Until
in the mix. They were on the radio.
You sounded so cool for a moment.
Oh, hey, I
I
sounded...
was like, wait,
Look at me.
that's not jazz
Yeah.
music taste.
I was into some, like, social... I don't know, wait. We're talking about a specific... Oh, my God. This quarantine cannot end fast enough. I'm talking about a specific moment in time when I'm in between. So this is before Bob Seger, before all that. What I listened to in that moment, and I know this because I joined the Columbia House Record and Tape Club, and I got 10 CDs for the price of one. And those CDs were Social Distortion.
Wow.
Yeah, Story of My Life. I got the Pixies.
That must have been like a
Wave of Mutilation. And I got David Bowie on that stack there. I listened to a lot of David Bowie.
I believe him.
She doesn't believe me. How can I like I'm making it up?
Did
Like
you
every,
get them for Jennifer? Was that
no,
Jennifer?
they were
got
for
them?
me.
They came to your house.
They were for me.
You're counting it as
Yes,
for you?
I ordered them. I had to take the thing out of the magazine. I had to pull off the little Social Distortion stamp, lick the stamp, and stick it on.
They made those for those cool bands.
And they made it for every band. Of course they did. In that same mix, I also got Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl.
I can believe that one.
I did. And I'm pretty sure this was part of it. Small World, Huey Lewis. And it's only recently that I've discovered how great this album is, because I just didn't get it when I was younger. This is an older album. It has different themes on it. And I laughed. There's a whole chapter in in American Psycho, where he reviews this as a masterpiece. And I was always like, you must be a serial killer, because that album's crap. This album's fantastic, but it takes age. It takes time to get to know it. And yes, I had all those albums. Look at you.
Okay.
How can you go back in time and denigrate my younger self? You can't.
That scene because it's the scene that there's a German deep fake of.
Yes, of the Huey Lewis scene, yeah. I also want to talk about, like I said, of this quarantine, been watching movies, and this is so good. Time after time, Nicholas Meyer, Malcolm McDowell, Mary Steenburgen. This is what got her the job in Back to the Future 3. They wrote that part for her because of this movie. This is one of the best time travel movies ever made. This was given to me by my good friend John Ray from work. He's a fellow geek nerd like myself. He knows more about Star Trek than I've ever known about Star Trek. He knows Star Trek and Doctor Who, and he knows this movie. And I had mentioned that I was looking for it, and boom, he gave me a copy. This is so good. You know, they remade this as a TV movie, and it was terrible because you need Malcolm McDowell to make it work because he's playing against type. This is before Malcolm McDowell became the heavy in all the movies and started, you know, he's the guy that killed Kirk. They're making fun of my movie talk over there.
There's no one here.
He killed Kirk.
They all left.
And, this is before all that. He made some amazing movies in the 70s. Clockwork Orange, If, Britannica Hospital, Caligula, and this one, 70s and 80s is what I'm talking about. This is Nicholas Meyer. He wrote the script for this, I think, or was it based on a novel? I'm not sure. I know he did The 7% Solution, which was fantastic, too, and of course, Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 6. But if you're looking for a time travel movie, H.G. Wells is a real person in this. He invents a time machine, and before he can use it, one of his friends, who happens to be Jack the Ripper, played by the amazing character actor David Warner from Tron and Time Bandits and a million other movies, he steals it and goes to modern day where he says, look, in my time, I'm a monster. Here, I'm an amateur. And man, this is such a... They don't make movies like this anymore. That's why, I think that's why I'm stuck in the past. Because this time travel movie is better than anything that's come out in the past few years. And this is a low-budget movie with very few effects. It's story-driven. It's more about the intricacies of time travel and love. And it has Malcolm McDowell having lunch at McDougal's because he doesn't know what McDonald's is, and that's worth the price of admission. And once again, folks, I'm alone. Oh, I should enjoy this. I'm actually alone. Everyone left. It's so hot in here that doing the show hurts because we can't have the air on because of the sound. I can almost, if I close my eyes, I'm alone. And then I open them, and now there's somebody there.
Hi.
Yeah, they're lunacy. Oh, Rachel's back. So
Mindless Self-Indulgence. That's the band you got to get into.
Mindless Self-Indulgence. Okay, hey, folks, stay safe, stay sane. We're holding down the fort here. We're happy to be part of your lives. We don't have that many viewers, but the viewers that we have, we love and appreciate you. Share the videos. Look at the subscriber numbers. We're so desperately trying to get to 1,000. We're almost there. Once we get to 1,000, they will consider monetizing us, and if that's the case, we'll get actually in the algorithm, and we might get more views. We're just trying to help people.
None of that matters to me. I just care when I'm dead and gone and my kids have a diary.
It's a record. Wouldn't you love to have video of you and your family in like 1986? I mean, imagine what that would look like.
I've made friends.
And we've made friends on here, so it's all good. We love doing it.
So
and
I don't know you, and you want to be my friend?
My friend Noel said he couldn't believe how many we did in a row. And I said, we're doing them. We just make this part of our daily routine. We write notes all day on what we're going to do, and it's become part of what's keeping us sane. Rachel's opening her Barbie. So from Barbie headquarters, I'm Ken, that's Barbie, and we cannot escape the dream house known as 91 Reasons. All right, Austin is behind the wheel again.
Going to the post office.
There are those who believe that life down here began out there. And even now, there are brothers of man still searching for Earth. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
No, Star Galactica.
Is it?
How about man lives in the sunlit world of what he believes to be reality. But There is another side,
Parking.
unseen by most.
Look at that car parked. That's quality parking.
Side that is just as real, but not as brightly lit.
So am I just going to pull up on the curb of the post office?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can't park at the post office, just keep going and we'll go back into the neighborhood and we'll figure it out another way.
Okay, sounds good. It's kind of a tight spot, so.
Yeah. You've said that more on this series of videos than
Have I said
tight? You've said tight spot about 30 times. Because every time you say it, I want to quote George Clooney from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Do 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 do. That's Buck Rogers, you know.
Am I clear now or no?
Not with that truck there.
Yeah, not with that truck.
The way you drive, you'll never get in front of that truck.
Yeah, I get it. Let's wait. After that gray car.
But remember, like what, 2 weeks ago we would do this and there was nobody on the streets?
Yeah. Should I go now?
No, wait till that truck goes, because you don't know if that truck's going to get into your lane.
And he might.
Yeah.
He's
people drive California crazy.
All right, we'll just wait.
And they don't use blinkers.
Yeah, we'll just wait.
Now, what you need to be aware of.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
All right.
Is I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Just when you make that turn, you need to be closer to the turns section of the street.
Okay. How am I doing for spacing right now?
You're doing fine, but you need to get some speed up.
Okay.
You're going half the speed limit.
How about that? Kick it up a notch.
Are you emerald?
Am I too far on the left?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I always scale like I'm crossing that white line.
Just go a little to the left. Left.
Sorry.
You can't do that, Austin.
Sorry.
You're gonna hit a parked car doing that, and I'm dead. If you hit a parked car, I'm dead.
Okay.
All right, you did good. Just you got to get that left and right thing down.
Okay.
Other than that, you're doing perfect.
Okay.
We have some cop action here in Buena Park. What's going on? We don't know.